You, YouTube crew. Welcome to another morning live stream. And yeah, solar activity's been kicking up. It's pretty exciting here at the Smash News Network, Least Busted Name in News. Because, I mean, the radio flux, the 10.7 centimeter radio flux is, I think it's 170? Did I see that right? Can anybody correct me? Leave a comment. If so, correct me or affirm that I am correct with a 10.7 centimeter radio flux of 170 solar flux units. That's a lot of Jansky. That's 1.7 million Jansky. Everybody knows what that is, right? Oh my gosh, that many Jansky. Holy crow, you got Jansky out the yin yang, yo. So many Jansky. That's a measurement of radio signal travel. It's a radio flux density for radio signals, especially traveling through space. Ah, yes. Another day and another spectacularly beautiful ride in Lehigh Valley. I mean, geez, it's you know what they say about Breaking Bad? It's the same thing. Same thing with cycling. Just like Breaking Bad. You know what they say? Breaking Bad. It's addicting, like meth. Same thing with cycling. It's addicting, like meth. Just to connect the dots for you there, in case you weren't following. We'll have to do a pretty fast stream today because El Rapido. Because stuff to do, important stuff to do. We got wheel stickers. Wait till you see how cool that bike looks in motion. It's gonna look bonkers. We're putting S&N wheel stickers on there, and we colored them specifically for the left side and the right side. It is gonna look freaking crazy. You have no idea how cool it's gonna look. I mean, if you've ever seen wheel stickers on a bike before, there's a trick. Pardon my snot. There's a trick. And the trick is put the way around the wheel. So it's super easy for anybody to make wheel stickers in this day and age. If you'd like us to make some for you, I'll consider it. I mean, I don't typically charge $150 an hour for graphic design. It depends how many hours it takes, right? If you need corporate branding, I'll hook you up. You know, send me a message. I'll give you a quality rate. Here at the Smash News Network, Least Busted Name in News, we do corporate branding like it's a bodily function. Okay, I work for a marketing company. I've been a living billboard since 1999. So, you know, your favorite advertising noobs, they probably know less about advertising. I mean, it's when you've represented many brands for decades, you sort of understand how to do it, right? No conflicts of interests. No conflicts of interest, I should say. Yeah, it can be complicated figuring out what you can and can't do when you're wearing this or wearing that. Hopefully nobody will try to burn me because this kind of resembles a U.S. flag. Fortunately, it is covered up by my jersey, so let us know what you think about the burning the U.S. flag executive order. I was on Twitter for 14 seconds and I saw something about that. Everybody had to weigh in. Oh, it's very important. Oh no, my flag burning activities have been curtailed. Politics are so funny. It's cute. It's whatever. You know what? I think in honor of the new executive order, maybe I'll just wear the USA skin suit all day. I never wear it when I'm on the bike because I'm not on the national team. So why would I wear that? It wouldn't make any sense. So the reason I do wear the skin suit is because it's very, very, very comfortable. ASOS Switzerland. Highly recommend. I am not paid to say that. I bought this at massive personal risk and expense. And now I'm telling you about it and increasing my personal risk and expense. Geez, down to 1 viewer and 0 likes. Wow, thanks everybody. That's some real incentive right there. Geez, can't help but feel so popular with that. 0 likes. Thanks a lot. Oh, brother. So tell us what your favorite breakfast food is. And I'm well behind schedule already here because I haven't even consumed any post-ride sugars. Trip Steaze. This is the Trip Steaze morning stream. It's not a strip tease. I'm not going to put that in the description. Definitely not a strip tease. It is a Trip Steaze. So that's why we called it that. And thanks for joining us, everybody who has. This video shall be about destroying evil by casting light on it. The most efficient way to destroy evil, folks. Cast light. It's if that's a little too Luciferian for you, then I don't know. Then I'm terribly sorry. Like, press the unlike button. Press dislike if that angers you. You know, when you're running a YouTube channel, folks, it takes about 4 seconds for you to do something that starts a jihad. So, I'm starting a jihads now, folks. Don't want to be doing jihads. All right, so yeah, the sun is kind of active. That's sort of exciting, and yeah, don't burn the flag, or you might go to jail for a year or something. So people will be up in arms about that. You'll hear about it all day, and you know, I may have already been targeted because it says USA on the side of my leg. Ooh, it's so controversial. Oh no. It says USA on his cycling shorts. Oh my God. He must be a fascist or an anti-fascist or something. Maybe he's wearing it ironically. Quick disclaimer, folks. I'm not on the U.S. national cycling team. I'm not a U.S. national champion, and I'm not on the U.S. national cycling team. Just so you know. Just putting the facts out there about that. It was, yeah, not on the national team. At least not yet. It could happen. It could happen someday. You never know. I do loosely plan to take up some track cycling. So look for that possibly coming next year. There are certain events that I want to do. The timed events, not the mass starts. And I'm becoming increasingly suited for it, apparently. I mean, I've become quite the puncheur. So if you're familiar with that, you've ever heard of that term, a puncheur is somebody who's able to, you know, be riding at a moderate pace and then all of a sudden just lift the pace to a shocking pace and create massive gaps in the field. That's what a puncheur does. It's the opposite of a rouleur, right? So a rouleur is a rider who is very efficient. Like a time trial specialist might be a rouleur because they're able to be very efficient, efficient pedaling stroke, not wasting energy, knowing how to, you know, speed up and slow down over rollers and things like that, you know, to maintain speed. That's a rouleur, the opposite of a puncheur. Those are kind of the two sort of major different types of cyclists. You know, the rouleurs, if they stay on the puncheur's wheel, then they attack afterwards, and the attack is usually not as vicious as the puncheur's attack. Like, that's one of the things that makes the best rider in the world so good. Tadej Pogacar. He's both. He can ride a time trial better than anybody, practically. And he can also go to 1,000 watts all of a sudden. Just, you know, everybody's going 300 watts up this climb. And then, you know, if we say, oh, how about 900 watts? You guys want to do that for a while? We'll do a little 20-second 900 watt turn at the front. And that splits fields apart. That destroys people's will to even consider chasing. They'll usually just sit there and watch and do absolutely nothing in response to an attack like that. They'll say, I'm going to keep going at this pace and hope he blows up later because I'm not going 900 watts. You could already be near max and somebody just does a crazy interval there and you're like, all right, I hope you blow up later. Oftentimes when you're on a climb, you look next to you and it makes you feel much better because the rider next to you is in worse condition than you are. You're like, oh man, I feel really beat up. Like, oh my gosh. And then like, but at least I don't look like that dude. That dude looks like he's ready to have a stroke. I mean, I hope he doesn't, but it's like in any athletic event, if you feel badly, imagine how badly the other competitors feel, right? I mean, they're largely experiencing the same thing as you are in many cases. Of course, sometimes you have somebody in there that's outmatched or somebody that outmatches everybody else, as with Tadej Pogačar. So yeah, I mean, if you're into the sport of cycling or you're thinking about getting into the sport of cycling, now's the best time in history to do it because we have the best racer in history currently racing. He's from Slovenia. He's called Tadej Pogačar, and he's a little better than Eddie Merckx. I mean, there's pretty much no denying it. Like, pretty much nobody disagrees anymore. Tadej is the best rider who has ever ridden a bike, as far as we can tell, which is a crazy thing to say, right? The best rider who's ever ridden a bike. I mean, this dude can ride a unicycle, all right? He's got layer upon layer upon layer of skill on top of skill, on top of talent, on top of training, on top of skill. Like, it's bonkers. There's never been anybody like that. And for him to be as dominant as he is in modern cycling, with technology and everything advanced to the point where it is, everything's marginal gains. Now is the best time in history to get involved in the sport of cycling not just because of Tadej either, just because it's still gaining popularity. Cycling picked up a lot of fan noobs in 2020 because everybody wanted to ride their bikes because they were locked down or something, and so that led to a whole series of events that started to become very unfortunate, actually. We couldn't get race bikes. We couldn't get parts. And of course now, guess what? Tariffs are causing us to not be able to get parts and race bikes again. Isn't that great? Like, as if they're not expensive enough already. Let's make them more expensive. That's great. So bear with me a minute here, folks. This stream's going to be pretty short because I got started a little late today. And I'll give you a quick look at Earth weather and space weather. And then I will move on. By the way, if you like eating donuts, we have an event coming up next Monday. Labor Day Monday, September 1st. The Donut Derby. So if you like riding bikes and eating donuts, it is a mass start time trial. It's part bike race and part eating contest. What happens is the gun goes off and the clock starts. You ride 12 miles to Donut Stop 1 from Trexlertown to Bowers, Pennsylvania. In Bowers, Pennsylvania, you stop at Bowers Park. You eat donuts. You ride another 12 miles. You stop at Bowers Park a second time. Donut Stop 2. Eat more donuts if you wish. 12 more miles back to the velodrome. That's thevelodrome.com, the Valley Preferred Cycling Center. And there you go. That's the Donut Derby. We subtract 3 minutes of time for each donut eaten and not vomited out. If you do vomit, you are disqualified, but it is sponsored by Krispy Kreme glazed donuts. That is the Donut Derby, promoted by the Lehigh Valley Cycling Club and sponsored by the Velo Shop. TheVeloShop.net for all of your cycling needs. And none of these are paid promotions, by the way. I'm just plugging the club because it is a nonprofit organization and, I'm one of their ride leaders. So, yeah, Donut Derby, if you search it, easily find it. The registration is on bikereg.com. And you too can ride 36 miles and have time subtracted for donuts. Will you be able to ride with me? In short, no. Because I'll be busy. The thing about it is, you can start at any time you want. There is timing chips. Timing chips. So, if you start 5 minutes later, it's just your time that matters. So, if you start late, you cross through the little sensor. That's when your clock starts. So everybody's got a slightly different start time, except the people that are like in a row at the very front. But yeah, it's 36 miles. It's rolling, the rolling beautiful farmland of Trexlertown, Mertztown, Bowers, etc., Topton area, and it's pretty nice. I mean, it's a pretty well respected event. So it's not a real bike race. People do pin numbers on. Some people ride as if it's a race. A lot of like touring riders take it super seriously. And if you're wondering what the donut record is, it's over 50 donuts. I think it's 53 or 54, I want to say. So yeah, if you think you're going to beat the donut record, good luck with that. I mean, I can tell you, I can bid how many donuts I'm going to eat. I know exactly how many. I see comments here, and thanks for leaving comments, y'all. It's, first of all, we've got Gon. Gon says, "Hello there, my brother. Do you hear that? Yeah, me neither. Now start farting." That's some highbrow content advice, isn't it? Sorry, I got nothing. Mr. Marshmallow, thanks for leaving a comment to you as well, Mr. Marshmallow. And you gone. You're gone, all right, to quote Jerry Seinfeld. Mr. Marshmallow says, "Yo, to bro, can I ask some?" Of course. That's what the chat's for. Ask. Why would I be doing this if you can't ask stuff? I would have the chat disabled. You should try mute. Oh, this? Make my face skinnier? Shrunky? I actually do it. You know why? Because I have a neck injury. So I've been doing it just for that reason. And you're right. I should do it, and I do it. So, but thank you for the advice. I love that. Shrunky said, "Do you got psychic powers or what?" I bet that guy you're talking about spends hours a day mewing. He probably does. And look, there's a reason for it. For cyclists, okay, especially we fast types, we ride in an arrow position a lot, okay? So we have backs and necks that are absolutely like iron sheets, okay? Like our backs and necks are crazy strong. We can like be like in this position, hunched over for like 3, 4, 5, 6 hours. So like that's what you have to do to go fast, right? So yeah, he probably does spend hours a day mewing. He should, because there's a little indentation on the roof of your mouth, kind of behind your teeth, and your tongue just fits right in there. If you do that with your tongue, you can like suck your tongue into the roof of your mouth real hard, and it like flexes the front of your, there are like muscles in the front of your throat that help stabilize your neck. So like as a cyclist, you want those to balance out the insane muscles you have in the back of your neck, the same way you want your hamstring to balance out your quad. If your quad is really strong, right, you should do hamstring work, because if you don't, you could totally blow your knee out because your leg isn't balanced. You don't have enough like strength to bend your leg. So, things get out of balance. When you get really strong, you have a tendency to start to try to tear yourself apart. Like for real. It's a real thing. If you get too strong too fast, you will not have sufficient connective tissue to stay together. Ask Bo Jackson. That's why he had 2 hip replacements. In fact, I think he had like 4 hip replacements, but at least 2. Dude was too strong. I mean, he was on the roids, but nonetheless, like, did anybody ever see Bo Jackson If you look at Bo Jackson's early football stuff, I mean, he was dragging like the whole line down the field. Dude was so strong. I mean, his legs were like tree trunks. His core was like a bigger tree trunk. His neck was like a leg-sized tree trunk. Dude was absolutely jacked, and he was too jacked. He literally tore himself apart. Like, that's what happens. You know, and we cyclists say this stuff matter-of-factly because we're doing stuff on the vehicle scale. All right? Your average club rider, the non-bike racer, even does stuff on the vehicle scale. You know? With, like, many times cars pass me, and I just stay there behind the car for extended periods of time because there's a huge draft there, and sometimes there are curves and things coming up that the car cannot negotiate as quickly as I can. So I can sit there in the draft sometimes for miles and miles and miles, like on a windy mountainous descent. And bikes go way faster than cars, folks. I mean, if you have like a Formula One race car, it can descend faster than us. But for the most part, car versus bike on a mountainous descent with switchbacks is advantage bike. And I've had people pass me and almost crash right after they've passed. So just bear with me a minute here, folks. I'm going to get on the computer ASAP. In fact, while these eggs cool, I'm going to go up on the computer right now. So what do you got going on Tuesday? You got Taco Tuesdays? Where are you at? You got to eat tacos on Tuesdays? That is a thing. Taco Tuesday. Let us know if you participate. It's the SNN studio, yes. The least busted name in news. I'm just going to call out a sunspot. Any weather that's going on. Oh, look at this. This is like luxury. I'm actually sitting. This is luxury. Dear God. Let me just turn on my crystal ball. Yeah, I got a crystal ball. Check it out. Hey, I like them apples. Do not say sim sim salabim to my crystal ball. It will be upset with you. All right, what do we have here? Yeah, I love that. You should try mewing. Look at me, bro. I have an underbite. I've been mewing. It makes me look like I have a strong jaw, which I don't. Although don't punch me in it. You'll just break your hand. All right. Do you have good reason to suspect he used steroids? So I think the main reason that I have thinking that Bo Jackson was on steroids is because Bo Jackson admits that Bo Jackson was on steroids, I think. Don't quote me on it. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure if you simply like do a Google search for that, it'll know better than I do, because I'm not like Bo Jackson's personal historian. But yeah, I think Bo Jackson was on massive steroids. Okay, so we've got a huge line of storms here across the southern U.S. There you go, all the way from Reno, all the way from southwestern California to through Arkansas into Tennessee and Mississippi. So besides that, pretty clear, but that's a long line, and those rains north of Dallas they're very heavy. It looks like Dallas will be spared as those are moving east, southeast. As far as stuff like the sunspot number goes, sunspot number is currently at, I don't know. Damn, look at that. Sunspot number is up to 185? 185 sunspots. So there you go. Read them and weep. If you're worried about the sun shutting down, you don't got to keep worrying. Here's, we'll take a look at the GOES 19, the new GOES satellite. Oh, it's so good. Little higher res there. And there you go. That is an impressive. Let me get rid of this crystal ball light. I think it's, there we go. It's a little better. That's to last about 2.5 hours. So big uptick here, and there still is a likelihood of X-class solar flares. I mean, those limb flares tend to be of higher magnitudes. So there's about a 4% chance, according to the data that Eugene crunched. All right, so there you can argue about what the likelihood of limb flares is versus regular flares, non-limb flares. And I think it's within about, it's only within about 8-10 degrees or something, 12 degrees of the actual edge of the disk. Carl Tuckerson says, when did start the in college? When did start the typing English? Because I don't know what that means. Let's talk news stories. Don't burn a flag. Financial markets are as follows. Oh, Trump escalates attack on Fed independence. You know, because a lot of people think the Federal Reserve is the government, and it's not. It's a private banking interest, so it's definitely not the government. Pardon my ghoulish experience. I mean, pardon my ghoulish appearance. I didn't mean to look like a gremlin or goblin today. That was unintentional. Uh-oh. No, yeah, I was hit by a haboob. That's why I look like this. A sandstorm. It sanded my face off, and it's trying to grow back. I swear to God. So I see Cracker Barrel memes because of new logo and branding or something. I don't know what it is. I so don't care. It's some politics nonsense. Trump says Lisa Cook's fired. She says you have no authority to do so, which is correct. Warren Buffett just told CNBC his plan for trains. Oh, trains. The stocks are moving. I wonder if they're moving down. He doesn't want to buy another railroad. Oh, yeah, gee, what a surprise. I can't imagine why not. All right, let's don't talk any more about that nonsense. And we'll talk about lightningmaps.org. Do we have any lightning? Lightningmaps.org. The next time you hear thunder, you may be in a place where lightning gets too close to your face. Actually, lightning is very low right now. We don't have a lot of lightning. Yeah, so sunspot number approaching 200. Let's take a brief look at the sunspots themselves. How have they been playing out? I'm excited. That's a lot of sunspots. What do we got to do? Make a produce video today? Barb was hit by a haboob. Very nice. I mean, if I got hit by a haboob, I would put on my respirator with the dust caps and go outside in it for fun. Maybe even ride my bike. I wouldn't ride my bike because it would damage the drivetrain. It would inundate my bike with sand. So that would be bad. So here's our SDO magnetogram. Oh, look at that. I can just fit it right there. It's pretty good. Not too bad. And these sunspots don't look real complex. So, I wouldn't really hold my breath if I were you expecting big flares, because those don't look like big flare producing sunspots. And the farther those get from the limb, the less likely they are to produce big flares. So there's that. So here's our, move it a little more, get 94, let's go 94 angstroms. You don't want to load today? All right, fine. How about 131? Take that. So yeah, that's what's going on. As far as the fair profile, looks like we don't really have any major space weather on the way. We have had M-class events, but those do not look like magnetically complex sunspots to me. They look pretty basic. We should probably check and see if there are CMEs recently, as we see recent recent activity. So let's check the, I think I have this, the Lasco. Why ain't I got the Lasco? What happened? Please bear with me while I find that. The heck happened? Where are you? Where are you? You are hiding. There is no hiding permitted on the server, or you will be banned. Do not get banned from the server. Lasco coronograph. There we go. What do you got? There was a CME kind of out of the southeast. It's probably not earthly directed, but let's check a take. Take a check. Check a look. Let's look at check. Take a check look. And do we have today's data? 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We have until only 9 universal, so I don't know if I don't think that's going to appear yet. That's going to be, it's whatever. In any case, it's not going to end civilization, so it's about time to close this thing out. Thanks for tuning in, everybody who has. If you're new to the channel, don't forget to press the subscribe button. Otherwise, you'll miss content. And congratulations on realizing the channel exists. We're frankly surprised. And until next time, may that solar wind be at your back. I've been your host, Dan, a.k.a. Smash-O-Mash, signing off.